I'm Alexis Hester. You may be wondering why I'm in a fire station. What does luxury have to do with the fire station or fire hose? In just a few seconds, you will find out why Lux TV is sizzling for the luxury company Elvis and Kresse.
I'm not from the fashion sector, and I'm purely an environmentalist, so I wasn't drawn immediately to fashion. What I was drawn to was the fire hose problem. I have an obsession with waste, so I'm always looking at different kinds of wastes, particularly niche waste. So if you think about glass in the UK, it's widely recycled, so that's not a niche waste. It's not a problematic waste. But I love the ones that nobody's dealing with, the insidious little wastes that actually pile up. And when I first saw the fire hose, I thought, this is beautiful, beautiful material. Why is it going to landfill? So I started collecting it. And once I was collecting it for quite some time, and I was playing around and just making prototypes, I realized there's enough hose to be in the luxury sector, in the leather goods sector. There isn't enough hose to be what I originally wanted to be, which was a roof tile maker. And because the material is so durable, you have to do things of a certain quality. So you can't, there's no point taking a beautiful durable material and making something low end. There's also no point in doing that because I don't want to create throwaway goods. So the reason that I got into this is because of the environmental values that I have and the nature of the fire hose itself and the quantities that are available.
I didn't know what we would do with it for a long time. We tried to make a few pieces of furniture, a few other things, and then I realized if we made bags and accessories that we could have this way of getting rid of all the hose. I think it's a beautiful material, so we treat it like absolute gold. We build as much value as we possibly can into it to create a huge amount of value so that people see waste in a different way. I want to see change happen. Business, I think, is a way to make change happen very, very quickly. And if the market accepts it, you can keep going and keep pressing. We have a big retailer as a client. We also have fashion boutiques and individuals as clients. So it's quite good for us because we're not only relying on money from one source. When it's on the shelf, it's quite exciting. But when it's a complete stranger, someone who knows nothing about the story, and perhaps they've just bought the bag because they think it's cool, that's quite exciting for us. I look at some of the companies that are in the luxury sector, and they are not performing at all on an environmental or an ethical level. And a lot of them have hugely diverse brands where they make things from perfume to paint to, wallpaper and all these things. And I know that all of those things can be made from waste. So there's an exciting challenge facing us over the next couple of years. Can we deliver? Can we actually grow to meet the demands that our consumers will have of our brand? Can we be really diverse? And yeah, I'm excited about trying new things. We donate 50% of our profits, and we've done that from day one. And obviously, in the beginning, we had, I think our first year, we only turned over £15,000. So obviously, the donation was all we had left in the bank account at the end of that year. We give half of our profits to charities on a line-by-line basis. So we give half of the profits from the fire hose line to the firefighters charity. And what our goal is essentially is to look at what the needs are of that charity, which are about for £9 million a year, and to grow our business to the point where they don't need to actively fundraise anymore. So if we had 18 million profits a year, they would have their 9 million without having to fundraise, and that would be fantastic because it means they could focus all of their energy on delivering services and instead of on fundraising. We have a lot of different materials. So if you look at the iPhone holder, this is a fire hose outer. The thread is virgin thread. Unfortunately, we cannot use reclaimed thread because you'd have to get someone to unpick stitches. But the lining for this is reclaimed parachute silk. And this is actually heavy-duty parachute silk that they use to throw trucks out of planes. So we get a lot of parachute silk, a lot of our linings of that. The lining for this is reclaimed sailcloth, spinnaker sail. So yeah, we use reclaimed material wherever we can. So this bag's made from reclaimed fire hose, and you can see hose is really long and thin. That's why we've had to sew many pieces together. And the lining for this is reclaimed parachute silk. This is also antique brass, the buckle. The reason why we're a social enterprise is because we wouldn't really be or do anything else. I have always been in the green space. I think we've got about 10 years to save the planet, and that means that people like me with the skills that I have to be involved in this sector. So
it's quite natural for us. And what it means for Elvis and Kresse as a brand is that we get great press, we have great stakeholder engagement, you know, the firefighters really believe in us and really work hard for us, and the press loves the story and our consumers love the story. So I think that it just means that we have a really beautiful, wonderful story that we're proud of, and that the people who buy our products are proud of. And it's more than just a bag, you know. I think people want to have a product that they love and that has a story, and that's what we do and who we are.
Welcome back to Lux TV. Elvis and Kresse are just great, aren't they? If you thought that was great, just wait. And now, inspirational advice from Kresse.
I think a lot of people think you have to have a lot of money to start a business, and we didn't. We had a small, tiny budget, and we actually spent about £40 on a rotary cutting tool, which I can show you. It's now broken. This was the body of it. This was the cutting head. We spent £40 on that to make our first big order of belts, and we used the cash from those belts to invest in other equipment. So you don't always need a lot of money. Sometimes you just need a lot of effort and a lot of rolling up your sleeves and getting something done. I think the biggest thing you've got to focus on is being unique. You know, you've got to look at who you are, and you've got to research who that's going to be. So find out about your name. Has anybody else used your name? We've had this thing on X Factor where Little Mix was originally called Rhythmix. And that was the name of an existing charity, which sent a letter to Simon Cowell, and he changed the name to Little Mix, which was great. But get on the internet, find out about your idea, see if there's anybody else doing it, and then focus on your uniqueness. Create a brand identity around what you do and who you are, because the innovation that you bring is what's going to set you apart. Don't focus on what other people are doing, but you've got to find out what your competition's like from day one. You are your brand, and you're your best marketing tool, so you've definitely got to always have something with you to show. And I have the iPhone holder, so I can take my phone out and show people how it works, and ooh, that's so sweet. But if you have a service or another kind of product that you can't carry around, then get pictures of it on your phone, get video on your phone. Video is fantastic. One thing that social enterprises tend to be really good at is working with their stakeholders. So if you are a stake on this site, or if you're putting a stake on another idea, then stay involved, because those companies and those ideas are actually going to rely on you. And it's really valuable to have feedback and people following you and people supporting you. I mean, we've got a Facebook site. When we get enough Facebook people telling us to design a new product, we go for it and we make it. So we really depend on our community. We depend on the charities we work with. We depend on the people who supply us with waste. We depend on other people in the ethical fashion industry. There's a lot of cooperation and collaboration. We do not exist in a vacuum. So you really have to look around you and take support from everyone. So if you have one of these stakes to give, you know, you are a stakeholder in an idea. Think about who you want to share your time with. Think about who you want to give ideas to. Really support those ideas. We were reading a blog, I think it was by Solitaire Townsend, and she actually highlighted this quote by Aldo Gucci. It was about how the bitterness of poor quality lasts a long time after the sweetness of low price has faded. And this really encapsulates everything that we do. We take fire hose, which is this incredibly durable, beautiful material, and there would be absolutely no point in making a very, very silly design and not having high quality craftsmanship embedded in it. It's got to be good quality. It's got to last forever, or there's absolutely no point in doing what we do.
Thank you for watching Lux TV.